So, real quick, welcome everybody. I go by the name Muteado Silencio. You guys here at Community Newsroom, a sala comunitaria with 4 Magazine. Just for those of you guys know or don't know what 4 Magazine is, 4 Magazine is a magazine that we do journalism, we teach journalism, we also create and collaborate with folks like the Bayview newspaper. We do a show also with KPFA. But why is it that we do this? It's because we see how, especially here in America, sometimes they use media and corporate media to speak down on people of color, oppressed people, right? So we, as 4 Magazine, believe that media is a powerful tool that we gotta take over and we gotta take and use it to our own benefit.
To bring up the other issue, because again, this is a sacred circle for our ancestors, and there's a lot of ancestors, and this is also Black August. I shailed Kenny Hardy, who would have been 22 this week. For those of you who don't already know about the story of Kenneth Hardy, he was basically murdered because he didn't have a $2 transfer. But the deeper story around that is that he was murdered because they raised the fee on Muni and filled poor communities of color with extra coal lice and Muni coal lice, and it was going to knock some heads of us so-called young people, poor mamas. I was messed with at that time. Mama Junebug was. There's some other folks in our Welfare Queens project. And so Kenneth was just the one who they ended up, going all the way with, in my opinion, taking that all the way. And I don't know if you wanted to speak a little on how, if PCM had been there, to me, that wouldn't have gone down like that.
That's really a good question, because when you see that video of Kenneth Harding bleeding out on the street, there's a woman who, she's trying to get to him, because I believe that she wanted to pray with him. She wanted to hold his hand while he took his last breath, and the police would not allow it. They put up the yellow tape and everything. And so as far as people's community medics, that really creates a big legal issue, because the police have the right to refuse anybody coming up to a person in distress, whether you know first aid or not. So it's really up to the discretion of the police to allow somebody to come and help. So if we were there, we would have tried like hell to help Kenneth Harding, but the police would have also had the so-called legal right to back us up and keep us away. And we have experienced that, when we, ironically, we were having our first fundraiser event last year, and this young man, 19 years old, got shot 5 blocks down the street from where we were on San Pablo Avenue, and we got a call, and we went down there, and the same scenario happened where the police put up all the yellow tape, and it was a crowd of people. It was in the middle of the day, in broad daylight, and the crowd of people were there looking like they wanted to do something. Somebody had earlier tried to put a tourniquet on him, and the police were getting all crazy and telling the people to back up, putting the yellow tape around. So if you get there after the police do, usually they're not going to let you help that individual. So the best thing you can do is try to help somebody before the police get there. And the second best thing you can do is take your own self to the hospital, or have somebody drive you to the hospital, because if you wait for the ambulance, it might be too late. And the other thing we know about in Oakland, where we live, is that 4 out of people survive gun shootings in Oakland. So that means 1 out of 5 people die and other people survive. So there's always a chance, as long as you know what to do, or you can get to the hospital. And a lot of times, the people can get there before the ambulance can get there to take them to the hospital.